Adventures. I'm A. Elizabeth Orley, the author and illustrator of The Night of the Lights, which is a Little Minds book. Growing up in Arizona, I never got to experience the magic of fireflies, and when I moved to Ohio, they were fascinating to me. So I hope you'll come with me on this adventure with Sam and Gigi catching fireflies in The Night of the Lights. The Night of the Lights, written and illustrated by A. Elizabeth Orley. Gigi days were the best. Every time Gigi would pick up Sam, they would have an entire day of adventures together. Today was one of those days. It felt like it took forever for this day to come. Sam stood by the window waiting for Gigi's old blue truck. Finally, Sam saw Gigi's clunky truck crest the hill. Sam leapt up and sang out in an excitement, eager to see what adventure was waiting for them. "What took you so long?" Sam called out as Gigi pulled up to the curb. "Nice to see you too, Sam," she said sarcastically. The drive to Gigi's house was never too long, but the lines on the road couldn't sweep past the windows fast enough for Sam's liking. Finally, they arrived. Gigi's red door beckoned them inside, with the lion knocker securely in its center. For Sam, Gigi's big red door opened a magical world full of adventure. "I have something special planned for us today," said Gigi. "Are we going to make rocket ships today, Gigi?" "Oh no, Sam, rocket ships will have to wait." "Are we going to paint today?" "No, today we're going to enjoy one of nature's spectacular sights." They went through the old house and stepped into the backyard. "I'll be right back, Sam," said Gigi. Gigi returned from the house with 2 jars and set them on the table. "Today, as the sun goes down, we're going to sit on the porch and wait." "Wait for what?" asked Sam. "You will see," said Gigi, winking. As the sun began to sink in the night sky, Sam and Gigi took their places in the Adirondack chairs. Together they sat with the perfect view of the sunset beyond the old oak tree. The crickets began to chirp, and the sky went from blue to yellow to orange and purple. "It's time." Sam observed that the stars in the city didn't shine as brightly as they did at Gigi's house. The city had so many different sounds and smells. Gigi's house was different. It seemed calm, soft, and magical. "Gigi, why are the stars so low?" "The stars are firmly planted in the sky, my love. What you're seeing is not the stars," Gigi said mysteriously. Sam had never seen such beautiful dancing lights in the city. The city was filled with many lights at night, but nothing so small and magical. "Tonight we're going to catch fireflies," Gigi whispered, gazing out into the twinkling lights that now filled the sky. Gigi handed Sam one of the jars and said, "You have to focus on just one light until you get one in the jar." Then she removed the lid and set it back on the table. "Fireflies appear and disappear, and you have to follow them to catch them," Gigi explained. "What fun!" Sam exclaimed before setting out into the yard to begin the adventure. Sam was getting the hang of catching fireflies. After a few failed attempts, Sam quickly moved the jar into the path of a firefly. Sam tried to put a hand over the jar after flickering away. On, off, on, off. The little firefly escaped through the cracks of Sam's fingers. As the little beetle flew away, it seemed to say, "Goodbye," disappearing into the stars above. Sam noticed many more little flickers of light. This time, Sam carefully captured a pair of little friends who seemed to blink together. On, off, on, off. Realizing it would take 2 hands to completely cover the top of the jar, Sam knew there would be no way to cover and carry it at the same time. Sam needed some sort of lid to keep the new friends contained in the jar. But where was the lid? Sam remembered that Gigi had taken the lid off before handing over the jar. Sam needed to think. The light from the moon was bright enough to see some of Gigi's garden tools lying around. After a quick survey, Sam saw a trowel, hoe, snippers, and a pair of garden gloves. The tools with the long handles and heavy ends would not work to cover the mouth of the jar. What else? What else? The gloves! The opening to Gigi's garden gloves fit perfectly over the mouth of the jar. Once Sam covered the jar, the little beetles were able to move with ease, and they glowed even brighter as if to approve of their new environment. Sam gazed at them, marveling at the little flashing lights. Soon, Gigi called Sam back to the porch. "Gigi, I caught one," Sam exclaimed. But then it escaped. "Then I caught 2 more. But I needed to borrow something of yours to keep them inside." "Anything of mine is yours, Sam. What did you need?" "Well," Sam said shyly, "you forgot to give me the lid." Then Sam lifted the jar to show her how the floppy glove worked as a perfect substitute. "Oh my," said Gigi. "I see you found a creative alternative, Sam." Sam beamed with wonder at the fireflies twinkling inside the jar. Then Sam said with excitement, "Gigi, can we keep them?" "If we keep the fireflies in the jar, they'll be lonely and they won't flicker anymore. But if we set them free, they will go back to their friends and light up the night again for us for many more visits," said Gigi. "Gigi, if we let them go, can we catch them again next time?" asked Sam. "Of course you can," said Gigi. Sam took one last look at the little friends and lifted the glove from the top of the jar. "Go free, my little friends!" Sam's eyes lit up as the fireflies flickered again in the night sky. "Bye, friends," said Sam a little tearfully. "Oh, Sam, come here and give me a hug. We can do this again soon," said Gigi. "And next time, I'll remember to give you the lid," she said as she wrapped her arms around Sam. The end.
I hope you enjoyed my book. I would love for you to learn more and download some wonderful activity sheets and learn more about fireflies on my website, littlemindbooks.com. You can also purchase my book there. It's full of amazing facts about fireflies and gives you more information as you go. We also have these amazing little jars where your child, or you, can catch the fireflies yourself. So thank you again for joining us, and we hope you'll come back soon for our next book, The Cookie Conundrum.